Hello, chat. I'm thinking about my wife. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Good evening, and everything in between. As his first and firster, congratulations. How do you do that? I just saw this tweet. This is why I mentioned my wife. Hold on, let me see if I can't pull it up on the screen. Did you just wake up, or why do you sound so tired? It has not been a full hour since I woke up, I think. Don't I always sound like this? I actually went to the gym yesterday, believe it or not. So maybe that's why there's, you know, some level of palpable... Anyways, thinking about my wife. I think I miss her. But, also, the song that was just playing, like, really puts me to sleep a little bit. Like, it's a very, you know, cathartic, relaxing song. So, like, I don't know, it just put me in, like a freaking dog. Like, I just got sedated. So what's special about the tweet? It just has... it just has Otis on it, and I just saw another really, really good tweet. Holy shit. Oh no, but I hate that game. This guy's putting Kel'Thuzad in League of Legends. I love Kel'Thuzad, but I hate that game so much. Ay, ay, ay. Maybe I should just play Heroes of the Storm and I can just play actual Kel'Thuzad. What a crazy thought. I really, really dislike League of Legends more and more. With every single patch. Which is sad because it's a game that I've been in love with since, like, I was 9-ish. Like, yeah, I started fucking young. But it's been getting worse every single change they make all year, so... I think I'm finally ready to break ties with my, like, toxic relationship. Seriously. It's like having a girlfriend or a boyfriend that, like, over the course of a year slowly starts just, like, treating you, like, slightly worse, I guess, until you don't even recognize them. That's me with League of Legends. You know, we have something important to do before I go back into the Arknights event, though. Holy hell. Yeah, maybe that was too specific. My bad. I haven't really been in a relationship like that. I just kind of made it up on the spot. Most of my relationships, every relationship I've been in has not lasted more than a few months, except for one, which lasted 3 years. And that, you know, that didn't happen. In fact, maybe I was the one that started treating them a little worse over time. You know, you're with someone so long, you start taking them for granted, but that's neither here nor there. I was gonna... Oh yeah, the Wordle. Maybe let's do something fun and joyous instead of talk about that. Still, holy hell, yeah, my bad. I'm not in a good mood today, I'm sorry. Let's do the Wordle. Bring it forward. Yeah. It's alright, dude, don't worry. Thank you. Yeah, so as I was saying, I went to the gym yesterday. I did chest. I did push, right? So I did some chest, I did some triceps, I did some shoulders, and I'm actually quite sore. I felt stronger yesterday. You know, we'll start with that word. That's a 6-letter word. You know what isn't a 6-letter word though? Song. Because it rhymes with strong. Thank you for the hydrate. I got you. It's just coffee today, but, you know, coffee is mostly water, so... And milk, so it's close enough. I really want to read another chapter of L'Étranger soon, but I feel like the Arknights event is more important, and more people have been waiting on it, so... At the very least, I owe Limbus Company the due of playing the Arknights event, because... I mean, I have, you know, I'm a big Limbus head. I don't know what happened. I just, let's change our portrait, actually.
음악
There we go.
좋아하세요? 저는 첼로 연주를 듣는 게 좋더라고요. 언젠가 배워보고 싶네요. 직접 연주하는 음악은 또 다를 테니까.
So we have a G. Wrist. No, that has a T. Rhythm. That's not a word. Seeing you play Limbus, remember I gotta do dailies on PGR. Weg. Wah. Wah. What is a word that has a G in it? Holy shit. I don't know what PGR is. Gun? No. Glub. Like the noise a fish makes when it's in the water. It's Punishing Grey Raven. You've mentioned that game before. I remember. Where? Ligma. It's not in the word list. Ligament. That's like a 8-letter word. Iggy. Pigsy. That's not a word. Pigry. That's not a word. Pigly. Oh, it's a word, but it's not. It's not the word, and now we have an even harder task of making another word with a G in it, with even fewer letters available to us. Garbage. Guard. Oh, guard. Oh, it's not the word, but we know where the G is at least. Dude, you're not serious. I have 3 different guesses, and the only letter in all of them is the letter G. So it starts with G. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna be a Wordland 5 because I need a guess that's like weeks or something. Wex? That's not a word. That wordle killed me today? Yeah, it's rough. When I just want as many. So I have like weeks is a word, I'm pretty sure. Let's just do weeks. Maybe if E is 1 or 2. Yeah, weeks with an E is way better. Because if there's, oh my gosh. It's, okay, it's geese. Holy moly, the guess of the century. Because it's the only vowel remaining, so if there's a, if there's a double letter, you get the double letter, and if E is in either spot 1 or 2, you get at least 1 green letter. Holy moly, Wordle in 5. Well, that was easy. Wordle in 5. Let me document this on the cord. My Morel Discordia. Shit ain't no game. One mistake and you're banned for life. We don't let no snakes in Discordia. Did I hear more Limbus? Correct. We're just doing the Wordle and connections first. We started with thong. Because I wanted to start with strong, but then I realized that that is not a real... That's a 6-letter word. But we actually kind of, like, mogged the Wordle. Wordle in 5. Has failed. Wordle in 7. If you fail the Wordle, it counts as 7 guesses, I think. We started with thong. Because I wanted to start with strong. I remembered that that was a 6-letter word, and then thong rhymes with strong, so it's the first thing I thought of. But my guess is always the first word I think of, if it's, like, valid. That's how I play Wordle. Wordle in 5. I just made this GIF. There it is. Now we do the connections. That's insane. Also, you started stream at, like, the perfect time for me as I just finished school. Perfect. I wanted to start a little earlier, but I kind of slept in a little bit. But I also woke up earlier than I normally do, like, by actually several hours, since I normally kind of wake up at, like, noonish lately. And I woke up at almost 10 in the morning. So, like, less than an hour ago, I woke up, but that's... Holy shit. These are long words. Foghorn, woodchuck, woodstock, therefore. Compound words. Nope. Okay, that was dumb. Woody, dude. Woodchuck, could chuck, woodstock, dude. Tell me this isn't like... We've had, like, tongue twisters, so to speak, as categories before. Okay. Words in a famous tongue twister. At least my experience in connections is allowing me to find... They actually shuffled right next to each other, too. That was crazy. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I thought they do chuck wood. That's the thing about that tongue twister that always... like, messes me up. Like, I thought woodchucks do chuck wood. Like, isn't that, like, why they're called woodchucks? Like, don't they chuck wood? So they're kind of squirrel. Okay, I was imagining, like, a beaver. I'm not gonna lie. I just googled it. Woodchucks are groundhogs, or a kind of marmot. Also known as the groundhog. Okay, so they're not beavers. Why are they called woodchucks if they don't chuck wood? Why are they called woodchucks if they don't chuck wood? I'm sure this question has been asked before. On Quora.com, why are woodchucks called woodchucks if they do not in fact chuck wood? It's a corruption of the Algonquian name for the animal, which is woodchuck. Okay, so it's the Indian word that got Anglicanized. I don't know if the word corruption is correct. It just got Anglicanized. The other name for the animal groundhog makes less sense since a groundhog is a rodent and is not related to pigs. What? Well, we're talking about the rodent, right? What is this guy talking about? Groundhog is a rodent and not related to pigs. Who brought up pigs? Why did you just start talking about pigs? Why did he just start talking about pigs? So, yeah, I guess they're called woodchucks because of the Indian name. It got Anglicanized, even though it doesn't really make sense. This is bringing back memories of how I... Thank you for the hydrate, Kez. Of how I cannot do tongue twisters. I am pretty good at tongue twisters normally. The tongue twister on the connections earlier was Peter Piper. Fuck. Oh, that's embarrassing. Peter Piper picked a pickled pepper. I don't remember how the rest of it goes, but it's something like that. If I practice it a couple times, I could do it. Lickety split. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Okay, I kind of stumbled over it, but then I found my bearing. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If a peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked, where's the peck of Peter Peppers? Whatever, man. I forgot how it went already. So, classics. So we need to like actually. There's a lot of wood in this connections. I'm not carrying all of my brain couldn't comprehend. I said it too fast. What is Guthrie? What does Guthrie mean? How can you do it? I don't know. My mouth muscles are very like, they're very in tuned to enunciation because I've always been like fond of acting. So it's literally your mouth and your face even, those muscles can be trained like any other muscle. So the more you speak and the more you think about enunciating your words, like the easier it is to just churn it out. So really it all comes down to practice. I live, hello. Hello, what is Woody Guthrie? Woodrow Wilson Guthrie, okay. I'm getting like a name category here. Woodstock, like Woodrow Woodstock, Woody Guthrie, Woody, like Woodstock. This might be a red herring though. Woodin. Guthrie. What is happening? We're doing the connections before I start the event. Before I start stage 2 of the event, I should clarify because I did stage 1 yesterday. Yeah, this is stumping me. Any suggestions? I'm open to any suggestions right now, chat. Morel's teaching us about tongue twisters and doing the connect. We're doing our mandatory 30-minute like yapping before the actual game. Yapping / Wordle connections. It's custom. It's Morel Schumer custom at this point. Like, so the chat has decreed. Every time I start my stream, it's always have you done the Wordle yet? What is connections? So the game is there are 4 rows of 4 columns of just like categories. And you have to connect the 4 rows into 4 like rows of related boxes that are often related in ambiguous ways. Like the words chuck, could, would, and woodchuck are part of a famous tongue twister, and I'm trying to figure out what anything else could be together. I don't know what Guthrie is other than like there's a guy that's named Guthrie, Woody Guthrie. That seems to be like the only meaning of the word Guthrie, the artist Woody Guthrie. You know, we'll just go for it. I have plenty of guesses. Yeah, okay, that wasn't even one off. Therefore, I need to be right back. Go ahead. I'm probably gonna lose this one. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the connections because I do want to play Limbus like very soon. Classics. Yeah, like what could any of this be? Foghorn. Foghorn is a name of sorts, I want to say. Foghorn. Oh. Like Looney Tune, not Looney Tunes characters, but like Warner Bros characters. Shit, Scrooge is Disney. Well, I guess Disney's like Scrooge McDuck, Foghorn Leghorn, like maybe. Wait, Scrooge isn't Looney Tunes. Scrooge is from Mickey Mouse, or like the like Daffy Duck. I got it mixed up. But maybe, I mean, maybe the category is like cartoon characters. Woody. I don't know. I kind of give up. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh, cartoon birds. It actually is. I know Woody. Woody was in a cartoon I watched. I forgot the name. I forgot the name of it. It was yeah, Woody Woodpecker. Woodstock. And Woodstock is the bird from Peanuts. All right. So I got the wrong. I did the wrong like work, but I got the right answer. So I'll take it. There's a lot of fucking wood in this connections, chat. Stilted, stiff, awkward. Okay, like stiff, awkward, wooden, stilted, like on edge, or like rigid. Unnatural as mannerisms. Oh my gosh, we did it. I didn't lose, and I actually have 2 guesses to spare. The last part of connections is guessing what the fuck the last category could be, because you already won. So like the only work left to do is like trying to guess the category before you see the answer. Create Guthrie, therefore classics. Yeah, I got nothing. Ending with number homophones, and a lot of the times the purple bar is a fucking like linguistic work. Ending with number homophones. Yeah, because 6, 8, 3, 4. Like, okay. I don't know. Whatever. I think connections is dumb, but I do it every day anyways because I hate myself. But now we're ready to play the event. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. I get to do more voice acting of all of the sinners in tandem. Because I'm so good. I'm historically, you know, so very good at doing that. So here's the thing. I noticed this. It says that this shit takes place after like after Intervalo 7, which I'm not even close to being there. But everyone wanted to watch me play this. Everyone in my chat that plays Limbus at least. So like, I don't think it matters too much. Like, I'm not gonna get too spoiled, right? Like, there might be a line here and there that I don't have the context for, but other than that, like, it's not gonna like, oh yeah, like fucking like it turns out that Hong Lu's actually a dog or something like that, and like in Kanto 6. Hi, hello. Or it turns out that like frickin' like Otis is evil, or I don't know, like Dante turns out to actually be a frickin' cat or something. I don't know. There's some plot twists in some of the Kantos that I haven't done that are probably gonna happen. How are you doing? Eli? I think. I have really bad eyes. But I think that's an I next to L in your name. What did Dante say? We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it now. I tried so long to think of something like really stupid, like maybe Heathcliff is a dog, but that was actually revealed. Like that was real. Heathcliff is a dog. Like this. I liked Kanto 6, but the stupidest fucking thing I could think of off the top of my head already happened. The plot twist is Heathcliff is a dog. Dante. This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it? Oh no, I have to do this falsetto heady voice again. Oh, my head. Give me 1 second to like mentally steel myself. I need to hold on. I need to actually do like some test lines before I speak into my mic with Amiya's voice. Yeah, okay, I think that's the best I'm gonna get. It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to the place. Not in a while, at least. I know her voice is even more heady than that, but I need to like hear her speak again to get it completely accurate. I haven't heard her speak, so I don't know what she sounds like. They're really here, living together. So I'm just gonna give her the fucking stupid ass like mommy voice. The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity from a bygone era. Our steps leave no footprints on the wet, muddy ground. On it, I see a rotting sign marked with the name Faro Muerto. Orange Spain. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. You don't see these kinds of abandoned-looking ruins often in the city, either. Oh, fuck me, Grigor. His voice, I need, like, I'm this close to practicing his voice off stream. Like, listening to voice lines and, like, trying to, like, really imitate the timbre and cadence of his dialect and diction. It's very difficult, like I've said before, especially when you're not speaking in Korean. Like, it's hard to make it work when you're not speaking Korean, I think. I think if I just spoke Korean, I could voice act Grigor, like, 20 times better. And, I mean, that's 20 times of a very small, like, excuse me, decimal, but... Here, let me try getting into character. It's carefree. Kind of has that, like, rolling cadence, like, fast, just, like, kind of rolling each word into the next until he just kind of trails off. Yeah, there's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on that free real estate, be it a syndicate or a corporation, and fix it up. Better than this, at least. He also does that fucking, like, tongue click thing, like, better than this, at least. Manager Bud. He's so difficult. He's the most difficult character to voice for, I think, in this game. And the easiest character to voice for is Marisol. Where is Marisol? I need Marisol lines to read. So, where are the sinners? There's a clearing down there where we were entrapped betwixt a twain of great ships narrowing, winds against our sail. Oh, and that is when young Ishmael bloomed, her command... Hello, Otis. Her command most resonant. Say no more. I didn't even have to try to search for them. That unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice. That's your wife, Dante. Echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. Oh, never mind. That's my wife. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. Yeah, I guess that makes more sense. I thought Otis immediately, because anytime I think of someone overplaying the Kanto 5 shit, it's Otis. There she was, standing atop a low podium, like an actor on a stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures, traveling, like a traveling thespian. Answers, ye dogs, oarsmen! 'Tis the moment I, Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall never... Stop. Hold on, just what do you think you're doing? Young Ishmael, unhand my mouth, for I was just about to regale them with the most fantastic tale of adventures at the great... Excuse me. Verily, thou hast returned with Manager Esquire safely in tow. Thank you for the hydrate, cuz. What? They found Clockhead? Heathcliff sounds a little bit like Grigor. He's like Grigor but easier to voice. They have that like higher pitch, like Heathcliff's like almost nasally but not quite. He doesn't really sound that British. I mean, it's a Korean voice actor, so like, oh, why doesn't Heathcliff sound British? Yeah, the world may never know. A burning clock for a head? When I was a child, I heard a story about the legendary Sarkaz with a flaming head. Why would someone like that visit our humble village? While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there is no cause for alarm. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, our manager, and the rest are... ellipses. Oh, hello! I'm sorry, who are you two? They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Amiya, leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Scotty, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a little while. With us? We believe that the dimensional door which we at Rhodes Island are investigating has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. As Amiya was bringing the sinners up to speed. The villagers who were staring at us curiously approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so. You are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Verily, it is quite the grand title, yet that is indeed the word by which we had addressed. To be more precise, by saviors they are referring only to Faust and Otis. Faust gave me a light nod when we made eye contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling arc. So I'm guessing something did happen. Something is going to happen tomorrow. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. What business do outsiders have here? What if they're from the Inquisition? Oh no, what do we do? After all we went through to get here. Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them are carrying what appears to be their scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. I did the fucking lip smack, like, involuntarily the moment I saw him on the screen. I didn't even think of it. They're all old curmudgeons. That's S-T-N-C, then P-T-S-D. Shut up, man. You can't do that, Ryoshu. We can't pillage the storage depots. It looks like they already have it hard enough as it is. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Should we just find help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. If I can't imitate their timbre, I can at least imitate, like, their speech tics, at the very least. Just to signify I'm voicing someone else, you know? I can do that much, at least. Raja kind of sighs a lot in the middle of her speech. Hold on. Took a bite out of my blueberry loaf. Morel Schirmer and Sweet Bread. Name a better duo. Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts ere we are to decide our lodging. While the landscape is certainly reminiscent of Euchre's, but I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this, though. I can't say I've been to every corner of Eucor. I ask again, what business do outsiders have here? And their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonged silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter. We can't have that. Hi, we're from Limbus Company. We're fixers of justice! Yeah, that. Fixers of Don't you know when to keep it down? Fixers? Fixers? Ellipses. That over there. It's a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief. This does not concern you. Not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious, I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the tests to rule out any stability issues? It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. You have any thoughts on this, Miss Faust? Generational design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there are certainly inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. You identified all that merely by glancing at this blueprint? You must be the village chief, then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting their ship repair, we were promised a ride on their vessel. Miss Faust has theorized that, perhaps, by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back somewhere out there in the sea? Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch. A hunch? Excuse me. He wouldn't be that surprised. He wouldn't be that shocked. Hunch? Sensing the implicit omen in her words, in her choice of words, I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who nodded solemnly in response. Oh, she doesn't have, what have I seen people call it on Discord? On Twitter? The Faust Discord? If we're really in a different world, even her Gesellschaft has to be... No issues were encountered in the repair process. Faust smiles faintly as she looks around. Then she pulls me in by my hems. She whispers in a low voice. Ooh. How romantic. My connection to Gesellschaft is currently operating at a suboptimal level, Dante. So it's still connected, at least. The Faust cord is lagging, chat. Indeed, it is. However, even exchanges of simple information are taking up to dozens of hours by current calculation. Is this a warp train situation? Because we're in a different dimension. The cause should be identical. We've been connected to an unidentified, unpredictable dimension. However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train. So, to get back to where we came from, indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution. And from that, you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to the sea. Yes, well, I am also a genius, after all. Amiya conjectured that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. The plot device to facilitate the collaboration. Our heroes find themselves in a strange and unique land, never before seen after being plopped in by a dimensional gateway that suddenly materialized out of thin air. I mean, shit, I couldn't have possibly thought of anything better myself, so... I can't say that in a critiquing manner. Ay, I was standing for too long. Back hurty. With high likelihood, yes. At least there's a way back. I find myself calming down a little. Oh, speaking of which, when do you think you can wrap up the repair job? Checking something real quick. I don't think I can skip English today, chat. I mean, I totally could, but like... maybe skipping 2 days in a row. Isn't the best idea. So I'm just making sure I can get to class on time if I left at like my usual time. I'll have to keep checking. Might just have to ride my bike like I usually do, which isn't too bad. It's not a difficult bike ride. It's just a little. It can be a little on the longer side when I do it 4 times a week. As fortune should have it, a majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or 2 to get its core parts ship-shape again, Executive Manager. I love Otis. We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us got a proper night's rest. Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night. Not to mention how they helped us a ton with that local map they drew us. Oh, also, Chief handed us this earlier. What's it for? Looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here, I know how to get that installed. Yeah, I've kind of given up, I think. It's 13 fucking characters to voice for. I'll do the ones I know I'm kind of okay at, like Yi-Song. Must be to repay Miss Faust and Miss Otis's efforts at repairing their ship. Yet, the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account. They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh? As for food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread that Audra keeps in her pockets. Didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people? Badass Roja, man. They did offer us some nosh, those dried fish things, but we refused. I ain't about taking food from the needy. No need to concern yourself so much with our hospitality. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I turn around to look at the source of that low, rumbling voice. Oh, I actually kind of guessed it right. And saw an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself amongst the villagers. There you are, Chief. Is there a place for us to stay the night? We do have places to shelter from the misty humidity, at the very least. There is an empty building there, so feel free to occupy it for the night. Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself. Hey, speak for yourself. I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since, like, yesterday. You'll catch cold sleeping in the elements in this environment. Which is fine by me for the rest of you, but we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? I heard what happened from the 4 who left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. I'm just surprised by her boldness to say something so materialistic when they're standing right there. Can I stay in your village too, Chief? The village chief took a brief glance at the hems by her right wrist, then nodded. Welcome to Faro Muerto. You're welcome to stay for as long as you want. And please, do let me know if you find yourselves without food. Our food supply may be tight indeed, but we have enough to share with those who helped repair the vessel. Oh, you better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe? Dude, Raja is so fat. She has an entire ID that is just her that eats a lot. That's the whole ID. I'm sensing, honestly, a bit of, like, Flanderization, almost, from the Raja that just, you know, liked food in Chapter 2 to the Raja in this intervalo. But, a little bit of Flanderization never hurt anyone, I suppose. Perhaps the question of how we are surviving may be somewhat misdirected, but we are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive. The chief responds to Scatty's perceived hostility with a hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. Thank you for the hydrate, Kaz. I'm going. Can't learn much more from here. Huh? You going somewhere at this hour? Scotty, does this have something to do with the coast? I remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in. Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast. You understand the Aegir language? Aegir language? No? I'm probably not even saying that right. Dante, Scotty just spoke in Aegirian. I could understand a word of Scotty and the chief's conversation because I don't speak Aegirian. My headphones got removed. Did you hydrate? Yes, I hydrated. It may only be that there were enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages and the language Scotty spoken for them to comprehend the meaning. Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see. You still have to tell us about it later. Please remember, you're not on a solo mission, Scotty. This is a team effort from Rhodes Island. Will do. Scotty nodded lightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kind of worried. She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already. Yeah, we can probably just pick an unlit building and stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby, unoccupied building. La-dia-la-lam. La-la-la-lam. La-la-lam. La-la-la-la-la-la-la. La-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. La-la-la-la-la-la-la. Excuse me, I got a little distracted by Watery Graves, Plants vs. Zombie by Laura Shigi Hara, I think her name is. Yes, that was correct. We walked past a few narrow buildings, and remnants of narrow buildings, before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us. Okay, now we're ready. With the curtains on the window removed, the smoke has an exit. Whoa, I thought we were doomed to shudder ourselves to sleep with the soaking wet firewood and all. I had no idea that'd work. We always could have shared some body heat, Rodra. Excuse me. We just have to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. Downside being all the smoke. It's clear that she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know. I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients, young Raja, for I shall conjure thee a pot of special fixer soup. You're making soup with cookies and jelly? Like, no, 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 you are not getting anywhere near the kitchen again, not after what you cooked up last time. Well, I must admit to a certain level of interest. As many of our fellows viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making. Perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment. Right, don't you remember? We agreed to leave cooking to Mare or Odie if we're ever in a situation like this, remember? Did we? See, I think it's become sort of an unspoken rule after everything that happened. Remember, back during last year's cooking contest at K-Core, they were the only two people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. Oh, does that mean we'll get to try Otis's cooking once again? Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jellies here. Find no reason to do something so inefficient. Glad to see that everyone's still energetic given the circumstances. Can't be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment. I wonder if Dante could turn back the clock on their stomachs. Or not really their stomachs, but, you know, their nervous systems and the nutrients transported throughout their bodies, but for ease of, you know, linguistics and conveying the idea, you know, I wonder if you could turn back the clock on their stomachs. Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Amila? She shook her head, concerned. They might have lost their comms devices, or maybe they ran into some other trouble. Could they be in danger? I don't know. Sure they're okay. The Dr. Couts, they're both more than capable enough to look after themselves. Long have this curiosity lingered within me. Thus allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction? I wanted to know too. How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhodes Island's helping people? Something about what Honglu said brings back unpleasant memories. Posture check. I mean, I'm a little slumped down in my chair. Just a little bit. It's a sleepy Morel day. It's a sleepy Morel day. Even with this coffee, it's not doing anything for me right now. The horrible experiments seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Honglu's fathoms. Yeah, there's the text with context that I don't have. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen in my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. We Morel just here to say hi. Shumara, hello, chatters, plural. Hello Al, hello Ice Lasers, how are you guys doing? There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. How are you guys doing? It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. Vibing, just came back from my walk. Very good. It's called oripathy. I'm not going on walks because I am riding my bike to class, and that's 8 miles of bike riding collectively for the day, so I don't need to go on a dedicated walk. It's kind of a, you know, it's a form of efficiency. Like, I'm both getting to my place of origin and getting my exercise in for the day at the same time. That's why I like owning a bicycle so much. In a small town where basically everything I need is 4 miles away or less. Which, sorry, let me correct myself. Basically 6-point-something kilometers away or fewer. There we go. Amiya showed me the back of her right hand dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the biotreatments from the back streets, but there was something more to it. Something more restless, more sinister. It's a terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable, deadly disease? While it varies region by region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Each song began with a dark expression. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous, but is this oropathy highly contagious? No. There have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal growths on their body decay and turn to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Then, barring environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected, staying within close proximity of the expected and infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. And I'm just gonna say Rhode Island because it's easier on my, English palate. Then Rhode Island's goal has to be... Yes, it's important to develop a cure for oropathy, but I think what really matters is that we can change the circumstances for the better for the infected. It's not going to be an easy endeavor, though that is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Amiya. I really do. For truth. The city, this world. We both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we? What kind of world did you come from? This city? Wilson, oh, you're so cute. He likes sitting next to my computer. I think it's because it's warm there, but it's already pretty warm in my room. Maybe he likes the fan. I think he likes the feeling of the fan in my room, actually, because it's already pretty warm in here. He hangs out down there next to my computer a lot. Freaking stupid cat. Thank you for the hydrate, Kez. Almost done with my coffee. In fact, I might just finish it off with that hydrate. Oh. Here we go. What kind of place is the city, anyway? Kind of place with too many pointless rules. Kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much, you see something even worse. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. It's very dystopian, that's for sure. The kind of place where good deeds rarely ever go unpunished. Where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's an irrational place full of absurdities. Absurdity is an omnipresence. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved. Well, we can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more correct to experience more and acclimatize oneself to it instead of complaining. I did say something like that last time. Just as the mood was starting to turn rather sour, Don Quixote's shout shattered through the awkwardness. Verily, nay, a dayeth go by, untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. It worry thee not, for where evil riseth, so doth fixers of justice to... Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out! Elf woman. And from behind the wall, she accidentally broke down an unfamiliar visage of a villager. Visage. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. Oh, oh, oh. Don Quixote noises. Uh, how farest thou? There's thy foot. You gotta apologize first. I seemed a tad too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? Two? Pray tell, to what? Forget the apology, I just want to know what happens next. The fixers of justice rose up to... do what? Oh! Hast thou come to me to hear the tale of fixers? I don't know about coming to us, given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Oh, is it too late an hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay, not at all. 'Tis quite an early hour for tales. In fact, prithee, seat thyself here. You ungovernable fool. Calm down. You don't even know who she is. Don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner to not disturb our sleep. Thou makes a request most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kinds of stories, but we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. The name's Mayers. I'm, how should I put this? Did you meet the village chief earlier during the day? He's my Gramps. Oh, that nice guy. I've had a granddaughter. Yet, I have not seen you once, Miss Mayers, under the sun. Oh my, you're right. I thought that village was completely dry of any young blood. Like Kudo just said, while we didn't see Mayers out there, there wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me? Gramps was worrying over nothing and told me to stay put inside, going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share even with whom you trust with your life. Though, I would like to know why. My, so there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village. No, there isn't anyone around my age in the village at all. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyways, it's our turn. We are... I'm good. I heard enough to get an idea. You did? Oh? Pray, how didst thou hear us? Via listening device most secret upon our chamber. Mayers tapped a side of the wall, part of it that was still standing anyway, and smiled ironically. Bad soundproofing. I could hear pretty much anything, and, Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see. You really could do with some sense of embarrassment for once. Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introduction, so... Care to regale me with a tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Indubitably, then. This shall do. I shall regale thee with a tale in which the legendary fixer, the arch-magnificence herself, the Red Mist, hath... I suppose I killed any hope for a good night's kip. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay, no matter how noisy most things are?
Your workforce is about to get bigger. Dwarf inbound.
Wow, mold is growing on Dreamliner. Hello. Forgot to fix the raid message award. Hi, Dreamliner. How are you doing? How are y'all doing? Welcome, raiders. Sorry, I'm a bit yeepy sleepy today. If anyone's new to my channel, let me get the, a shout out there too. Shout out Dreamliner141, very cool streamer. Very cool and kind and awesome streamer. If you guys need a raid and run at all, be my guest. We are reading Limbus Company now. What were we playing? Was it Yakuza? I'm gonna assume you were playing Yakuza. Played old Minecraft mod pack. Hope you're doing good. Oh, it might be peak actually. I haven't played Minecraft in freaking, I think, years at this point. Such a cute cat. He's sitting on the windowsill in the sun and he looks so happy and soft. My kitty. Anyways. We're doing well, yeah. We're doing well. We're reading visual novel slop. Exit. A friend wanted to play it again. Just... Yeah, I haven't played Minecraft in forever. I did have a dream about Terraria. I'm not gonna lie. I dreamed about playing Terraria last night. I don't know. I mean, I can think of a good reason why. I went back and was listening to an old Calamity soundtrack pretty much all day yesterday when I got home from class. Like, I just had the track playing on loop all day because I was just in one of those moods, I guess. And I guess that influenced me enough and made me think about Terraria enough to have me dream about a game I haven't played in, like, a few years at this point, I want to say. I haven't played Terraria in actual years. Anyways, we return to the visual novel slop. Need to play Calamity at some point. I didn't like Calamity, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like Calamity. I like some of the quality of life it implements. I like quality of life mods in general, but I did not like Calamity itself. Mostly because I think Terraria already kind of suffers from content bloat. Like, there's like half a dozen regions, and they all have more or less like the same difficulty and like quality of gear anyways, so once you're done with a region, you're kind of done with all the regions already, and like you just skip over 80% of the content. So I know this is kind of a hot take, but I think a mod that introduces like even more content and like more tiers of gear, like it far surpasses the point of redundancy. Like, I think vanilla Terraria has already passed that point of redundancy and content bloat, where like a lot of shit like kind of doesn't really have to be there at all, and you know, most people will just skip over it. And if you like go out of your way to like get every tier of gear at once, you know, in one playthrough, like you'll just be there for 500 years. Like, I don't know. I don't see, like, Terraria stops at a point where it gets best. So you'd want more. Yeah, that is the problem with vanilla Terraria, is you beat the Moonlord, and like the post Moonlord stuff is cool. The post Moonlord stuff is like the reason to play Calamity, I think. But they also like nudge in like a dozen bosses like pre-hard mode. And I'm sure there are more post-hard mode. It's just too many bosses. Too many bosses and too many like tiers of gear, when I'm already skipping so much content in the base game because like some gear just surpasses most of the other gear that I could have gotten at that point in time. So there's no reason to do anything else. It's like, do I really want 5 pairs of armor? 5 sets of armor that increase, like, each set increases my defense, like, by a grand total of, like, 3. Like, do I want intervals that close together in terms of gear? I don't really do. And that's what kind of killed me, what kind of pushed me away from Calamity. But I do like it in theory. I have some fond memories of, like, trying Calamity. I might give it a go someday again, but, if I were to play Terraria again, I think I would just do it vanilla. Or maybe with certain quality of life mods up, like potion mods and shit like that. I don't know. That was kind of a weird tangent to go off on. I'm in a somber, melancholic mood. Me romanticizing my melancholic solitude. Freaking Guts Berserk, Patrick Bateman, Sigma, whatever. And it's because of a very specific Calamity track that the Calamity soundtrack is Zanger. It's fucking Zanger. I mean, it's a little like anime. Like, I don't like a lot of the boss tracks. It's a little over the top in my opinion. But the more subdued, atmospheric tracks in Calamity are really fucking good. Like, they're really fucking good. Wasteland is legitimately one of my favorite one of my favorite tracks out of any game, like, all time. Wasteland is, like, my top 5 songs. Like, period. The frickin' Sulphurous Sea, man. Plus, I like Florida. And DM Takuro said that he modeled that song after his time in Florida. And, I mean, it might as well be Florida's theme song. I know most of you don't live in the United States, but if you want to know what Florida is like, go to the Sulphurous Sea in Terraria Calamity. That's pretty much Florida. And I have much fonder memories of Florida than DM Takuro does, so his song, like, really struck a chord with me. Sorry, I'm getting like too much in my feels just like thinking about Wasteland, and now I have to play it. Now I have to play it on stream while I'm reading or yapping or whatever, you know, taking a freaking quick digression from the visual novel slop to just yap about whatever's on my mind, as I tend to do. It is a very good track, in my opinion. The Florida, like, national anthem. Except Florida's not a nation, it's more of a... The word we use in the United States is state, but I kind of prefer the term province. Because, I don't know, I guess the United States is a pretty federalist government, so, like, state might be more appropriate. There we go. There is federal supremacy in the United States of America, which means the supremacy clause. If a state law and federal law contradict each other, the federal law is the one that is established. Literally, it takes supremacy. I just don't like using the word when defining the term. Supremacy is when federal has supremacy. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Is he stupid? Day one, no yearning. I will not yearn today, chat. I will not yearn today. I promise you that. I made the promise an hour and a half ago. And, I mean, I kind of already failed. But, what if, I'll give myself a bit of amnesty today. I'm not doing myself any favors by playing this song on my stream right now, but I will not yearn today. From 12 o'clock midday to midnight at the start of the next day, 0000, so to speak, or 2400, I guess, depending on where you live, I will not yearn. I need to keep reading, I think, because I ran out of things to say. Bro ran out of things to say. Posture check! You know, I'm sitting casually. Thank you for... I'm not gonna say I'm slouching, but I'm sitting somewhat casually. After the gym yesterday, I did stretch. I stretched plenty. I like to stretch as a cool down after I lift heavy. I am back. Welcome back, Alicia. You missed a lot, but you've already done this event, so you didn't really miss anything at all. You know exactly what happened. But I've been kind of yapping for the last, whenever Dreamliner raided me, I just kind of stopped reading. But I think I can proceed I really want to read more Umineko. You guys have no idea in how much of a Umineko mood I'm in. But I'm doing the Arknights event because of how hotly requested it's been. I'm noticing a stark absence of some of the people that insisted on me doing Arknights, but you know what? That's fine. They can catch the VOD. What? Take me here for some kind of hibernating bear or something. Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's a noise all over. Say bear in hibernation is a pretty apt descriptor. I saw it coming from a mile away, man. I read the dialogue box and I knew what the next text box would be 20 freaking years ago, man. Oh. All that grumbling and moaning. He dozed off before any of us did. Mid-sentence, by the way. Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. Marisol had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. Sinners who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land slowly began to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fixer of the Swire Association's first section, though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? I guess it's okay, since Mayer seems to be having fun. As I continued to watch the pair with some mild concern, Amiya, not yet asleep, approached me. This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? Oh, of course not. Don Quixote's stories are usually those of other famous people. She's telling it with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Yeah, it's rehearsed. Well, I guess if you really want to get into it, then some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the days we were made to watch back in La Mancha Land. No, I haven't done that conto yet. Shut up. Well, I think all those stories, even though they are only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need fixers of justice to begin with if we really lived in just a world, right? A really good place to live in would be quiet and peaceful without someone having to force it. That's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhode Island can be... It is Rhode Island. The actual Rhode Island is spelled like that too. I'm an idiot. Why was I saying Rhodes? Oh, Rhode Island is a place in Greece. I was thinking of Rhode Island by Manhattan. Wait, what is that place? Yeah, that's Rhode Island without a... Okay. So, the Rhode Island I'm thinking of is not spelled with an S. The island that was founded by, Roger Williams in the 16th century, I believe? No, 17th century. Rhode Island in the USA is not spelled with an S. Sorry I had to finish because I gotta take my siblings out to the park. Hey, no worries, man. No worries whatsoever. We've just been yapping. And I've just been, you know, considering the fact that I've been probably mispronouncing the word the province Rhode Island, because when I saw it spelled out on the screen, my, you know, like my Americentric point of view thought the state that is by New York and not the island like by by Greece. Oh my gosh, you can't see it, but I'm pinching the bridge of my nose right now in exasperation of my own self. Yeah, I can do that sometimes. I can be a bit dumb. Rhodes Island with a S. I'm sure it's... Oh, it actually is pronounced with the S. Rhodes. I'm just gonna call it Rhode Island because I'm an American and that's what my tongue is literally used to. Rhodes Island. I'm not saying that. Oh, it's... Is it Rhodos? Or Rhodos? I don't know, man. This event pissed me off the most. Why can't I gamble my event egos? Skill issue, perhaps. I got all of my egos, in my first 150 pulls. I hope there'll come a day when... Is it Rhodos? Rhodos? Because it's Greek? Rhodes. 100 pulls for nothing. It's literally not in the Cambridge Dictionary. It's just Rhode Island is in the Cambridge Dictionary, not Rhodos. Whatever. I'm just gonna keep saying Rhode Island, because it's easy. Yes, bask in my glorious luck, and seed a little bit. It's okay. You can hate me a little bit. I would understand. Because not only you weren't there for the pulling stream. Not only did I get all 3 egos, I got like 10 different 3-star identities in those pulls as well. I legitimately got a 3-star identity every single 10 pull. One of my 10 pulls had 2 3-star egos in them. It was a pretty crazy day, I'm not gonna lie. Huh? Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Mares and I made eye contact. Did she overhear our conversation? I looked at her direction as well, but all I saw was Mares excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. Whoa, what happened then? Thus spake Lady Otis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path. Thou presumest to stand in our path, servants of a master most unworthy? I, Otis, shall educate ye on how manner maketh. Don Quixote was retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hongyan, and Otis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted, "Damn it, what kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that." Barely. Certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's just Tales of Adventures for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or a book remained once the profound silence swept through this village. So I always had a craving for these kind of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from emigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because this village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled. Sorry, but what kind of organization is this Inquisition? Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Yeah, the Nagelund hammer we saw back at Calwe aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. According to Dr. Kaltseat, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Iberia fell into chaos. That its inquisitors are the rapier and lamp-wielding protectors of Iberia's cities from lawlessness. That alone makes them sound like kind of good people, though. Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with the incidents related to the church that worships Seaborns. Phew, an organization that worships those monsters? Seems that cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever we go. I feel like people with all kinds of wrong faiths and beliefs are so common. See, the Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up, so following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who's even remotely connected to them. Are you saying that Iberia is like this because of the Seaborns? Those things from earlier. I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong. Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps, but the Inquisition executed many innocent people, two in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such a villainy. Seems like a reasonable policy decision to me. But it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died. You must have had to endure such a long period of pain. Be able to say something like that with such composure. For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring the land back to its glory days. But to Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. Tyranny. Tyrants. I'm with Don Quixote on this. We need to destroy all tyranny. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze. Yet, wherefore hast thou decided to settle a place that is so, run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys. New path? Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow, too? This place really has no soundproofing at all, huh? Good talk, everyone. Hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow, too. After seeing Mayors to her own room, the other sinners those who were still up anyway, and I laid ourselves on the hard stone floor with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs. Mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. I feel like if I'm to be a responsible student, that's the only stage I can get through today. Holy shit, it's almost October, huh? I'm also kind of sleepy, I'm not gonna lie. That coffee didn't do a lot for me. I feel like I need, like, I can't believe I'm getting one stage done per stream, man. When does this event end? In 22 days. Okay, I can actually afford to go at that pace, though. If I'm getting one stage done per stream, I'll be done in 2 weeks, theoretically, if I just stream Limbus every day. I'm gonna make these into modules before I forget. I would love to hang around until I get that 4 Enkephalon to make another module. Maybe we can do like a daily or something. How much? It's 1 Enkephalon every 6 minutes, so that's 18 minutes. I think I just barely have the time for that, assuming I can't catch a ride. I have to get to school myself. I have to plan to leave, you know, a bit earlier. We might be good to keep going, I think. I might be a little late to English, but it's better than being absent, I think. Yeah. What do we do in the meantime? Sterling G. Brickman said he recommends I give a game he recommended a gentle nudge upward in priority on the backlog. Does he know? To do. Adding to the to-do list. Gravity Circuit. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. That's 34 games on the backlog, not counting the visual novels, which might be more appropriate to be placed in the literature backlog, and I have one of those too. I have dozens of books I want to read right now. And I think my movie backlog is also in the dozens. So much to do in so little time. I want to do another stage of the event, I'm not gonna lie. But odds are, if I start another stage, it's going to take me a long time, and I'll have to cut out. Hey, fuck it. Oh, it takes Enkafallen. I just used up all my Enkafallen. It's a combat stage. Combat stages cost Enkafallen. I am so smart. Okay. Well, that's now off the table. Ay ay ay. Why did he do that? Why did he throw away all his Enkafallen before doing the next stage? Is he stupid? Is man stupid? Why is man sweating? Is he hot?
슬슬 일하러 가지 않으면.
I guess I could just like try and look at my IDs and think of a plan of action for like the future of spending my resources, so to speak. Because I have a lot of IDs to. Gosh. Wait, why does he have two? He has two identities that's like this.
슬슬 일하러 가지
Glasses
않으면
Sinclair, my beloved.
월세가 위험할지도 몰라요. 비록 제가 적에게 인력을 가할 수는 없을지라도 대신 맞아.
Is that a tank ID? This is why it's so, yeah, it's a tank ID. The overwhelming urge to change my profile picture on Discord to a Sinclair ID. This is why Association South Sinclair. Peak, I'm afraid. I'm tempted to uptie him just to see his alternative art for the ID. I'm not gonna lie. I am moderately tempted. They changed this guy's art? I feel like they changed this guy's ID art. Am I tweaking? Who do I upgrade next? I think the plan originally was to upgrade my Heisho pack IDs, so I can use, like, I can have like a Lord of Hung Yuan team. I can probably stick to that plan, actually. Excuse me. 12 minutes. 12 minutes until I get my archival in. I can make that last module. You know, I honestly never noticed Hong Lu has, like, one blue eye and one black eye until I saw, like, Twitter art of him. And it's so subdued in his main art. I mean, look at that. This one's, like, a gray eye, and this one is, like, more periwinkle than anything. Like, if you're, like, looking at it from far away, there's no difference. I guess it's a little more transparent in, like, some of his ID art. And then on this one, his blue eye is covered up. Why did they do that? Is this Kanto 8 lore, perhaps? I think any identity where one of the eyes is covered up is absolute grandstanding peak. I wish his right eye was covered up in this, but it's his left eye. Biased streamer. Oh, chat. It's been a good stream. In my opinion, at least, it's been a good stream. I had fun. Even though we got through one stage in the span of an hour and 45 minutes. It was a long stage in my defense. I didn't really take too much time up, you know, on a digression tangential tirade. It was just a long-ass stage, like...
점심시간이네요. 전 주로 들고 먹기 편한 음식을 먹곤 해요. 훈련 때 먹던 게 버릇이 되었나 봐요.
가끔 그렇게 생각하지 않소? 대단히 빼어난 것을
Can this guy have like one identity that isn't a banger, by the way? Like, can you? Okay, I mean,
처음 그것을 보았던
quickly kicking fell bullet under the under the carpet, under the rug. Can he have what? Can he just miss once?
새로운 것을 깊게 파고들기에 이곳보다 뛰어난 곳이 있겠는가?
Sorry, can he just miss one more time?
이 공간에만 무한히 있고 싶구려.
Sinclair. Think it might be about time to look for a place to drop you guys off, so I can get to class and so forth. Okay, you know what? Let me check my professor's like absence policy, because if my grade's not gonna eat it for actually, we just turned in an assignment, so we might actually have stuff to learn today. Cheers and have a wonderful day. Same to you, Al. Thanks for lurking. I'm not signing out just yet. I'm considering it. What is due? We're gonna learn some stuff. It's a class I should attend, I think. I skipped Thursday because I knew for a fact And I'm gonna ask one of my classmates, like, hey, what do we do on Thursday, by the way? They're gonna tell me we worked on our assignment that was due on Sunday. I'm confident that there will be like material in the class today, at least some material that's like worth the bike ride and or the bus ride, perhaps. And then we will probably be working on the next assignment for like another half of the class. Yeah, I think I'll go to class. I'll go to class today. I've absolutely gotta work with my counselor though to have a better schedule than one class a day instead of like all of the classes on the same day on the same campus. That would be way more convenient because I could just stream forever. I could just be streaming for friggin' like 5 hours a day if I wanted. And I want to make this Enka so badly. I gotta fill the next 7 minutes out with some sort of dialogue, or at least monologue. How's y'all's afternoons been going? Your afternoons, your evenings, your mornings even, if you're in a time zone closer to mine. I've been doing basically nothing. It's peak. Al, do you, not to pry, but do you have like a job or something? Or are you like a wholesome, neat, like I would like to be, but I can't. Well, I mean, I maybe could, honestly, but it's more efficient to not be a total, complete neat. That might be too, like... That might be a bad question, sorry. Slightly more complicated, but I should have a job by the end of October / early November. Okay, please censor the word job in my chat, but that's very good news. Holy mother of peak! This guy is fixing League, man. This guy is fucking fixing League by himself. Look at this. Look at this tweet. I just freaking tabbed into my Twitter real quick, and this is the first post I see. Wowzers. Arthas Garen. Dude, if Garen wasn't like a terrible champion, I would play so much Garen with this skin on. I've got ADHD and autism. I get to have social disability benefits, which gives me access to restricted job posts. I have the meeting for when I'll get it on the 16th, so after that I'll look for a job. Shouldn't be hard. That's nice. I don't think we get anything like that in the US if you are like diagnosed autism, ADHD. I don't know. I haven't been diagnosed autism or ADHD, so I wouldn't say I couldn't say for sure. Let's check my search engine, because I literally just said something about a topic I know absolutely nothing about. So ADHD disability benefits, ADHD autism disability benefits, USA. Let's get some beginner knowledge in this topic. They are recognized as disabilities under federal law. This guy on Reddit got approved for SSI benefits, being autistic. Okay, so I was completely wrong. You totally can receive disability in the States if you have autism, ADHD. But it's difficult, according to this Redditor at least. There's a law that states companies of a certain size must have spots for people with this social disability thing. It's like that in the US too. I could get a job so easily if I wanted to. I'm a disabled veteran, literally. So like, there's a quota that any like Fortune 500 company has to meet. It's like 8% of their employees have to be disabled veterans or something. So like when I was applying for jobs earlier this year before I decided to study, I would put like they literally, all the Fortune 500 companies literally have like a question on their applications that ask like, are you a disabled veteran? Like, do you qualify? Do you meet these terms? And I'm like, yeah. And I heard back from every single, I gotta tell my friend this. My friend's been having a hard time finding a job, and I just noticed like this might be like valuable knowledge for him. So yeah, there are some benefits to getting fucked up in a training accident. Small, you know, there's a moderate opportunity cost. Like I'm sort of boasting, but like it's not all sunshine and rainbows for me. Like I don't want to. That is quite horrible. It's, you know, I'm fine. I'm going to rehab and physical therapy, and I'm doing my own stretch work. Anyways, Lich King Garen, like, I actually want to place. I would play so much Garen with this skin. Except the champion is like kind of terrible, more or less. They nerfed his crit damage, and he. I mean, Phantom Dancer has a 10%. Phantom Dancer gives 10% move speed, so he might be playable again, honestly. He's somewhat decent. Yeah, I'm thinking Stride Phantom Dancer Garen. Like, they nerfed his crit damage, but then they buffed Phantom Dancer to give 10% move speed, man. Like, I should play Garen when Arya's Demise comes out with this skin. I hate League! I hate League, though! Like, the game is so shit right now. It's been shit, but, like, it's been getting worse with every single patch. Like, demonstrably. Dude, they buffed Jinx, Caitlyn, Brand, Diana, Mel last patch. Like, why would they do that? There's like too much shit to ban and dodge anymore. Fuck me, man. I played some League. I played some League yesterday. I lost, dude. I lost a game from a 10,000 gold advantage. This year has been the best overall, dude. This year has been, in my opinion, one of if not the worst year for League ever. And I played during the Ardent Censor meta. Granted, I didn't play a lot. I quit pretty quickly. But I quit pretty quickly in this season too. Like, I stopped playing for several months. And then I came back because, like, custom skins and, like, skin mods and Udyr, I found enough love in one-tricking Udyr that, like, my love for the game, like, kind of had a resurgence. Things I hate most at the moment are Morgana Mid and AP Twitch. Yeah, those two are like absolute Hitler champs completely. I hate Morgana Mid too. I think I forgot to mention it, but Morgana, Wei, Orianna, Syndra. Morgana's absolutely one of the worst offenders for sure. Like, I mean, Wei is definitely worse than Morgana. But like Ori and Syndra are kind of always like that. Like, they're nothing new, you know, they're just kind of always annoying champs that are generally strong. They're just lumped in the group of, you know, artillery mage that clears every wave under their tower. Morgana's one of the most toxic champs in the game, exists just to make the game unfun for other champs. I agree. Dude, I'm a Udyr one-trick pony. I build Mercs and Sterax for 44% tenacity, and the and the Morgana root still chains into his stun for free. How it feels to play a melee champ. At least it's not Mel, though. Mel is worse than Morgana, in my opinion. If one of the champs has to be popular, I'm glad it... Holy shit, it's 12:40. Well, I found something I could talk about to freaking stretch the time out. I love how we don't want to talk about League, but we always... I'm fine talking about League. I just know, like, some of my chatters are like, oh, League of Legends, you know? Like, oh, freaking, like, you must be, like, a fat cringe Redditor. Like, there's that stigma against League that makes me not like talking about it on stream. I like talking about the game and thinking about the game, but like, you know, I feel like it might get me some thumbs down in the chat realm, as it has before. Like, I've had some chatters be like, oh, you know, I'm out. This guy's playing League. Like, okay, I hate the game though. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate the game. It's crazy because I have a 60% win rate on Udyr right now. Like, my Udyr is genuinely really good. But the losses are so demoralizing, man. Like, I've had 5 games in a row where, like, my ADC and mid laner are just PvE, like, gods, pretty much. PvE warlords, I think the term was, I saw on... I saw on Twitter. Arena is the best thing that ever happened to League in many years. I liked it at first, but then the novelty wore off pretty quickly. And, you know, then I realized, oh, it's like whoever gets the right augments wins the game. And then I stopped playing it because, I mean, it wasn't that fun for me. You know what? I know who I'm gonna raid. There's this rat VTuber that I like to watch sometimes. I like VTubers that, you know, have like a rat model, or that's me. Please, I could have sworn I have Twitch set to auto mute itself when I open it up. I mean, I could have just started the raid out of my OBS, but I don't know. I like having the actual Twitch open when we raid in there, so like I can be /raid Landon. They're pretty chill. What are they playing? They're playing Super Smash Brothers. Local rat smash his bros. Yeah, it might be peak. Hey, a good little 2-hour stream. We got some yapping in. Oh, right. I tried raiding them before. They have raids disabled. Okay, well, you know, we'll find someone else. This is the second time in like this week that I've tried raiding them. So I've already known that fact. /raid browser. Anyone playing Limbus right now that looks cool and also speaks, they have to speak English. They don't have to speak English, but it might be favorable if we raid an English-speaking Chuba. Well, Blamau, yeah. That's embarrassing. It's the second time that's literally the second time I've done that this week, man. Jude likes Arena. Jude's been asking me to play Arena for some time now. Jude, I'll play Arena with you if you play Terraria with me. And they look cool. Also doing the Arknights event. I really gotta go though, so like I gotta... Fuck, I know, right? There's your dilemma. There's the compromise I will make with you. I'll play Arena with you if you play Terraria, at least try playing Terraria with me for... Oh hey, this is Ains' friend? I didn't know that. And they looked cool in the raid browser. Well, I can't really stick around to do the spiel because I actually just have to get dressed and leave my house to get to class, like right now, I think, just to be on the safe side. Luckily, I showered earlier today, so I don't have to spend any time doing that. But hey, thanks for hanging out, guys. thanks for talking with me. Thanks for spending time with me, watching me with my terrible, terrible voice acting, which, you know, we'll work on it. It's honestly been quite draining. I am fucking, like, zooted, man. I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna get back from class. I have some studying to do, but I'm probably gonna take a little nap before that. Something like that, I don't know. I will not be riding my bike to class today, if possible. So that might spare me some energy. I need to eat. I need to stuff some food in my mouth for like 60 seconds before I leave my house too. That might be why I'm a little more tired than usual too, because I haven't eaten anything today except for this small piece of cake. I managed to ramble the whole raid timer. Well, thank you guys again. Seriously, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Ciao!
Some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence